Many of us know the origins of the coronavirus, still a mystery. But just yesterday, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said the U.S. expects the World Health Organization and the international community to cooperate in getting to the bottom of the pandemic. Here's that moment.
We are engaging certainly at the highest levels, and we'll continue to do that, whether it's the Secretary of State or other leaders who engage through national security diplomatic conversations. And we will continue to work through the WHO and also with our international partners to exert that pressure and ensure that we're all going to keep pressing for them to release underlying data and participate in the second stage of this investigation.
Now, just hours after Psaki made that announcement, an official from the WHO, Mike Ryan, announced the organization does not have the power to compel anyone in this regard, specifically China, to produce any more data. We want to bring in our panelists now. Joe Collins, U.S. Navy veteran and also former GOP congressional candidate from California, and Rich Zeoli, host of The Rich Zeoli Show. Guys, great to see you here. Joe Collins, there appears to be a disconnect between the White House's expectations and also how much China will actually cooperate here. How can we expect to get some real answers?
Well, see, that's the problem with expectations. They're just expectations. I'll tell you this, trying to get the WHO to do some type of investigative work into China and the origins of the coronavirus is like trying to get Kamala Harris to go to the U.S.-Mexico border. It's not going to happen. If the Biden administration wants to get answers, what they should do is get a coalition together from world leaders to do this investigative work, to push back on China, to find out what the issues are. But we know that it's not going to happen. Joe Biden's never going to be tough on China. And the reason why is because his son was so wrapped up in all this foreign business with China that, God forbid, China expose him for coming after him.
Rich Zeoli, your thoughts on that, in specifically the WHO. Obviously, you're going to have to, at some point, have this medium, or mediator, if you will, between any other country, let's say the United States, and China, and getting to the bottom of this. If the WHO can't compel them to get more information, what is the point of our agreement with the WHO?
Yeah, it's a great question, Sean. We need to pull out of the WHO if they're not going to help us, and if they're not going to allow a real investigation here, then what are we doing? Why are we wasting our time here? This morning on my radio show, I interviewed former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, and he made the same point. He just said this, the WHO is clearly in the business of protecting China. So if we want to hold China accountable, one of the first steps we need to do is to break the stronghold the WHO has on us and our scientists and our health guidance. That's number one. And truly, also, I agree with Joe. We got to get the world engaged here. I mean, this pandemic has affected every nation on earth and millions of people.